Hi everyone, Shawn Martin here. I'm reading out of my teenage journal, and we just wrapped up our vacation in Maine, and there's only a little bit more before I head back to school. Apparently, the rest of my summer, which is an entire month, it's actually like 5 weeks, I chronicled in 3 pretty brief entries. So we're just going to knock it out, and then next episode we'll head back to school, which is the start of my, is this right? Have I been referring to myself as 13 when I should be referring to myself as 14? Yeah, I think I have. I'm 14. I'm about to turn 15. That is the first. This is an extra page that popped out of here. Apparently, I wrote it in school and wanted to throw it in here. So this will be the first entry in the next video. This is the start of my freshman year in high school, which is your first year in high school. So this is gonna be interesting. But let's finish out the summer. This is July 28th. It's Wednesday, 9:40 p.m. Been a while since I wrote, huh? Yeah, the vacation ended on July 19th, so it's been over a week. Come here, microphone. Lots of stuff going on. Oh my god. No, I don't want to talk about this. Lots of stuff going on. SCMO has been temporarily halted so I can launch my new Pokemon site. SCMO was my first little attempt to earn some money with the way that I made websites online. It stands for Shawn's Christian Music Online. Okay, so when I was a teenager, those bands that I've mentioned were all modern, like contemporary Christian music bands. That's what I was into those days. Nothing wrong with that. It's just mildly embarrassing now because I'm not a Christian and I don't listen to this kind of music anymore. But I made this website that basically I kind of had my own little reviews of different albums and my thoughts on the bands that I listened to. And Amazon at that time, I don't know if they must still do this. They had like this partnership that you could sign up for free to get a link to their site to sell stuff for them. Basically, like you represented them wherever you wanted to on your little digital space on the internet. And if people clicked on their stuff through your site, you could get a little commission for helping them find it. And I think it was pennies or nickels or something. But this was my first attempt to try and generate a little bit of revenue from what I was doing in my spare time, which was making websites. Sounds familiar, right? Sorry for the camera shake. So Shawn's Christian Music Online, and by the way, very unsuccessful, has been temporarily halted so I can launch my new Pokemon site, which apparently was called Squirtle's Pokemon Online. Awful name. If I had any of this stuff sitting around, I would love to share it with you, but it was a GeoCities site. I'm sure it doesn't exist anymore, and I don't know where any of my materials for it are. It's possible that they're on a hard drive or a CD or something somewhere, but I don't know. That's going well, I say. Managed to crack Dad's crash cymbal. Not a good thing. When I started playing drums, I learned on my dad's drum set that he played when he was in college, and those cymbals were not ready for me. Anywhere from $100 to $200 to replace. I have cracked every single crash cymbal I've ever owned. I do not have any crash cymbals right now on my real set at home. I do not have a ride cymbal either. I have hi-hats. That is all I have. Went over to Uncle Bill and Dave's last weekend. They live together. Played lots of video games and basically had a lot of fun. On Sunday night, we went to see Inspector Gadget to find it sold out. Remember the Inspector Gadget movie with Matthew Broderick? It's so bad. It's like really, really bad. So we saw episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Second time for me. Third for them. Yay, Star Wars! I really liked Phantom Menace when I was 14, and I was fooled into thinking it was a good movie. Jake Lloyd was great, right? Then we stopped at McDonald's and went home. This week, Warwick, that's the school district that I went to, is holding the Summer Discovery Program, which is a program that costs money and doesn't teach you much. I'm complaining about their classes. Kira took watercolors with a local artist. I took tech ed with my 8th grade tech ed teacher, Mr. Hartman, who's a really cool guy. I don't even remember this. I don't remember going to school over the summer. Elective school over the summer. Huh. He's a volunteer fireman, and he's a frequent listener of WJTL. That was the Christian music radio station that I listened to. I don't know if it was at this point. This might come up later, but just in case it doesn't, I'm just going to tell the story now. I listened to this station a lot, and this area is a fairly religious area. So the religious community, the Christian community, is huge. And this radio station is not some rinky-dink, like, little station that plays Christian music and gets ignored. It has thousands of listeners in this area. I'm sure it's one of the most popular radio stations that is in the area. And at the time, I had just started recently listening to it, probably within 3 years of this. And I don't remember when it was, so that's why I'm telling this story now. How did I get picked? I think I had to email. There was a radio show that I listened to that played the kind of music that I listened to, which was like Christian pop punk and Christian ska and like all the kind of like teenager music, but Christian. And there was this evening show that played that kind of music with this guy who called himself Your Radio Friend Phil. And Your Radio Friend Phil he just had this great voice, and he was really, his programming was really good, and he picked good music. And he had this guest host competition or something. You had to send him an email and explain why you would be a good guest host, and he picked 4. And you had to, like, pick a couple songs that you would play and stuff. And I was lucky enough to get picked to be one of them. And I got to be the very first one out of those 4, which was a little nerve-wracking because I didn't know how other people would do. And it could be because of that I eventually decided to go into radio at college, which, by the way, this feels very much like radio. Again, I feel like I'm back in the studio. WIXQ. That's my alumni radio station. Hi guys, if you're watching. Some of them do. So WJTL did this guest hosting thing. It was great. He couldn't play a bunch of the songs that I picked because some of the Christian music that's out there, believe it or not, is still kind of scary sounding. And I guess I picked some of the more hardcore stuff that he wasn't willing to put in his programming lineup. But he did give me an album by a band called the Deluxe Tone Rockets that I actually just drummed one of their songs the other day. So that's a funny coincidence. So that was WJTL, local Christian music radio station. He is so I'm talking about my teacher who listens to WJTL, and he went to the DC Talk concert that I went to, and he had backstage passes and got their autographs and stuff. Jealous. Well, it's 10 o'clock. I will talk to you later. All right, August 1st, Sunday, 10:30 p.m. Hi-yo, I finished up my week of classes. I may be helping Mr. Hartman with some webpage stuff, not sure yet. I don't remember if I did or not. I did do some other webpage stuff for, actually the year before this, I made the middle school's website. It only stayed up for about 8 months before they hired a professional to make a better one. But for my gifted program, which for the gifted program in 8th grade, you basically got to make your own project that you would spend all your time working on. And that's what I did. I made the website for our school district's middle school, which I'm sure nowadays you would never get away with letting a student do that, ever. But back in the day, like, the website that I made was better than the one they had. Seriously. It was pretty nice looking. Yesterday we went to the art show at the park in Lidditz, and Kira had a display in the amateur section. She won 3rd place and $5. Pretty cool. That afternoon, Bobby came over. We went on the computer a while, then went outside. I wonder what we were playing at that time. Could have been like Age of Empires or Command and Conquer. Then we went outside and played. Then we had chicken and mashed potatoes for dinner. He stayed to watch Sphere, a very creepy sci-fi movie. That was the first time I saw it, and I remember Bobby being scared crapless. It's like one of those jumpy movies. It's not like psychologically horrifying or anything. It's one of those movies that You're not expecting something, and then it's like, boom, and something like a snake will jump out at you or something. Then he went home at about 9 o'clock. Today I was actually able to sleep in, because that's always a problem for me. I got up, ate, went on the computer some, ate some more, because I'm all about eating, played drums, my usual stuff. Uncle Chris came over this evening, but first Dad and I went on a walk to Turkey Hill where we found all slushies to be 69 cents, all sizes, for the whole month. Then when Uncle Chris and Dad were downstairs working on Chris's resume, he was helping him get a job, I guess. The rest of us watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape. My mom really likes that movie. Leo. Then we went to bed. I just finished writing my birthday list. Hooray! It's August. That was August 1st, so my birthday is 3 weeks away. And then over 2 weeks go by. August 18th, Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Howdy. I haven't written in a while. Sorry. I went to GJ's house. GJ is my grandma, my mom's mother. Her name is Jean, so it's Grandma Jean, GJ. I went to GJ's house for a couple days. Me and my sister would take turns back then. Like we'd spend a weekend at GJ's, and often our weekends were not on the weekend. It was just like a 3-day period at any point. We rented several movies and went to see episode 1 again. That was my 3rd time. GJ loved it. I saw it 3 times. I saw Clones twice, and I saw Sith 3 times, in case you're curious. And we're having a competition right now. So go ahead and tell me how many times you saw each of them in the theater. I've been working a lot on the website lately. It's really going well. I can't wait to finish it. I guess the Pokemon website? I don't even remember what I was doing with it. I don't remember what the content of it was. I found out a new symbol will be $151. Great. Dad's birthday is tomorrow, but we gave him his present today. I got him the new Supertones CD, which he absolutely loves. Supertones were another Christian ska band that we were into. We saw them several times. Actually, my dad volunteered to be like staff at a music festival that we went to, and he ended up meeting several of these guys and talking to one of them for like an hour or something, and he just like talked to them about being in the band and like his relationship with the other guys, and it was really cool when he told me about it. I was super jealous. My birthday is on the 24th, as if I need to tell myself that. I can hardly wait. I get my present from Bill and Dave on Friday. Bill and Dave they were the video game uncles. They were always giving me like video game related stuff. Game Boy, because I wasn't allowed to own a console. They were also the guys who got me into Magic the Gathering when I was old enough to do it. Bill and Dave will be giving me my present on Friday, probably because we are going to Knoebels. That was an amusement park that's up in the middle of the state. I'll get my presents from GJ on the 22nd. I'm very concerned about when I'm getting my presents. Presents from my family the 24th, and the 28th I'm taking Pete, Jonathan, and Bobby mini-golfing. If they get me any presents... What the hell, Shawn? Calm down with the presents. If they get me any presents, that's when I'll get them. Later. Geez, Shawn. Let go of material goods for a second.